last time on BesiegeBots. Now he's trailing around with his guts on the ground and... Oh! I just saw it fly! That was a core block KO for Warhead! Warhead has come out on top of this fight. Razorback's trying to flip him over, do something. I'm not sure at this point, but I know for a fact that Tombstone's offensive capabilities are basically down. Trying to push him more into it. Oh, he starts to split his body. That was very close for Besiege. Oh, man, more pieces fly off. That was very close for... Oh, I was about to say that was very close for Besieger, but honestly, the worst has been done. Welcome back to a late edition of BesiegeBots. Our director's computer needed to be fixed, and it hindered our weekly schedule. It's fixed and back in action. Today's lineup has some new bots because Challenge set up the tourney weird. We have the box returning after a judge's decision in its favor, taking on Brimstone. Afterwards, we have the judge returning from a boring match against Rex. Is now taking on the lightest bot in the competition, the Rising Sun, followed up by a match between Razor and Robos. And last but not least, we have David versus a Goliath situation between Clockwork Cat facing off against Beta. Let's get into our long-awaited action. The box is locked, the lights are on, it's robot fighting time! In the red square, more gears than Big Ben, more wheels than a semi-truck, but it won't have as many problems as when you fight the 192 blocks of the box! In the blue square at 192 blocks, if you feel a bit of deja vu, your situation is much worse. In the purgatory of Brimstone! Alright, let's get this party started! Between these two bots, a returning bot and a new one, let's see who can make it out on top on this fight. Both the bots are going ahead for a complete full-on collision. It seems like, though, they're at a little bit of standstill at the moment. Seems like the box's gears are able to keep at bay the wheels of Brimstone. He's unable to turn around and hit him with his rotating spinner. So it seems like right now they're at a stalemate. It does seem, though, that the box is able to push him around a little bit. Maybe he can use that to his advantage. Oh, he got him around to the back. Maybe he can push him towards the rails or any of the hazards. Well, it doesn't seem like Brimstone's budging all that much. Oh, no, he's getting a little bit of traction there. He's getting a little bit of traction, but Brimstone isn't having any of that. I think Brimstone's now trying to get a foothold. Oh, he got the spinner to the front. He takes a little whack at it. Oh, did I just see? Brimstone's flamethrower was cut off at the 54-second marker, so I couldn't quite see it at the moment. It did fly off. But that means he cannot use it at the last minute, obviously. But it does seem like, though, that the box is smoking a little bit. Looks like Brimstone knocked a few more blocks off. He's starting to really give it to the box. Now the box isn't able to fend him off quite as much as he was. The bottom gears aren't as effective this time. Oh, Brimstone extended his gear arm and was able to knock a few off. Oh, and cameraman, what are you doing? I want to see what's going on. Oh, Brimstone is taking him towards the rail. Maybe he's trying to flip him over off the arena. Let's see if he can manage it. He's trying his best. He's trying with all of his might, but it doesn't seem like he can quite get him over. Alright, we're just gonna see if he can... Oh, he backs out. Maybe this wasn't a good idea. Let's see if the box can move and get out of there. No, it seems like box is stuck on top of a block or something. Anyway, Brimstone is taking advantage and is pushing him back in the corner. He's flipped him over. And let's see if he can lift him up this time. Let's see. Oh, yes, he got him. Box is over the arena. Brimstone takes ahead this victory. Woo! Ah! Sorry, Box. Ooh, we exploded a little bit. BesiegeBots will return after this presentation.
To Moscow I came seeking fortune, but they're making me work till I'm dead. The bourgeoisie have it so easy. The Tsar's putting gold on his bread. If we could create a socialist state that cared for the people like me.
In the blue square, if you break laws, this is the bot to break the hammer over your head. Give up and plead guilty to the judge. In the red square, it's light and ready for a fight. Let's see how long until this bot lives up to the song, There Is None But the 50 Blocks of the Rising Sun. Here we go, once again, second fight of the night. Judge versus the Rising Sun. Now, the Rising Sun is a bit puny, and the Judge's hammer, well, it stinks. So we're gonna see who actually ends up winning this. But it does appear that there's been a slight miscommunication of the rules, because the Rising Sun has flame balls and not flame throwers. So, well, I'll explain that a little bit after, because he's caught himself on fire. Judge just had to barely push him, and he's burning. This is already Judge's victory, because now Judge's victory because the blades of the Rising Sun are now jammed up. He's gotten flipped over. His flaming balls, he cannot move at all. It's probably been the easiest win I've seen so far, besides Banana Slammer, though you could argue that. Oh man, why do these bots spontaneously combust? Well, anyway, back to my explanation. The reason the Rising Sun could use those flame balls is because they technically are not flamethrowers. So he technically could have caught Judge on fire and won the match. But, seeing as he did not, and that we probably will have to look at the rules again, this match is in Judge's favor. BesiegeBots will return after these messages. In the blue square, welcome to the Aperture Enrichment Center. Here you're going to be the past president of the Being Alive Club. Fancy that. A promotion from the 189 blocks of Robos. Ladies and gentlemen, in the red square, weighing in at 201 blocks, the bot that invented the crushability factor. And people today are still trying to define what that actually means. Give it up for Razor! Third fight of the night, Robos versus Razor. Now, I've got to admit, Robos actually looks pretty freaking cool, so we're gonna see how this fight turns out. Honestly, Robos stay in the tournament longer. Okay, now, I really like that. Robos is starting to give it to Razor immediately, right out of the gate. His two pincers arms trying to grab him and hit him with his hammer. His hammer's remained intact so far, so maybe it'll actually do some damage. So, the hammer has done a little bit of damage already. Razor's kind of reeling back a little bit from, only a little bit of minor damage, but he's trying to steer clear from his grabber arms. It does look like, though, the way Razor is built, that it isn't giving Robos too many favors, because he isn't exactly grabbing the entire bot and able to just smash him with the hammer. Oh, but it looks like he's strong-arming him. It looks like Robos is strong-arming him into the back of the arena. He's getting a little too close to the hazard. Watch out, Razor. Oh, it may be a little bit too late. He's gotten hit a little bit, and yes, one of his wheels is unintact, or whatever the word is for it. Now, Razor is trying to do something. He's trying to get out of there, but he got hit by the hazard again. Robo's taking a sweet time of getting himself set up behind Razor, probably to hit him with his hammer, or... No way, no, Robos. I see what you're doing there. He's trying to push him into the hazard. And just like that, he does. Oh, man, Razor's getting hit. Oh, did I just see that? Cameraman, zoom in, please. Yep, that's a core block. Core block KO. Win for Robos. Now, honestly, Robos, you probably shouldn't have tried to risk it that much and get half of your arm knocked off, as well as the rest of your pieces, but man, you gave it really hard to Razor, and he comes out on top of this match. BesiegeBots will return after this presentation. Hello everybody, tonight I'm commentating, or I will be commentating with a co-commentator over this fight. Just a little bit, I'm going to be asking him a few questions, but tonight we're joined by Brimstone Driver. Ooh, what a smashing start, if you don't mind the pun. How are you doing tonight, Brimstone?
I'm doing wonderful tonight, Fox. As we can see, Gorbachev lost his front wheels from the impact of the hammer, which is something that Besiege hammers are quite known for, is instead of like indenting the top of the bot, it creates a lot of force on the bottom of them. So it seems like he's lost his front wheels, but he's still pushing along.
Move along with his little Chinese umbrellas going back and forth like little engines. I'm not even sure if they're actually engines or not, but they're doing a little bit of a push back and forth. Now, why exactly is there a block limit on these bots? Both of these bots are pretty hulking big, and I bet they would be bigger if there wasn't a block limit.
Well, just because that's a lot of processing power on a computer, and ooh, he just got eaten by the saws. It's a lot of processing power on the computer, and 230 is just a good number. It's close enough to the original BattleBot limit, and it's just a good processing number.
Question is, why do we have core block rules? We can see actually core block just for a second there on one of the bots.
Yeah, it seems like Gorbachev has just lost his core block. If we could see it again, I think Gorbachev's actually laying on it. But the core block rule is just so, like, when a robot explodes in Besiege, oh, there it is. You can see the core block right in the middle screen right there. The core block rules is to prevent any, that's a countdown on, that's a count out for Gorbachev. It's to prevent, like, bots from, like, going everywhere and, like, broken off weapons to do damage to another robot.
Ooh, going on a little flight. Whee!
Oh, that's just throwing away a robot. It's fine. This match is already over. But I think we can still commentate for a bit.
Throwing away a robot, all right, in the trash. Now, that was a pretty garbage fight, if I do say so myself, which is probably why we're commentating this and asking you questions over this entire time. Now, what exactly do you find most entertaining about building the bots or coming up with specific strategies of design?
Well, it's mainly just because, like, a theme that you like with a robot, say, like, oh, I want a very demonish theme or a medieval theme, like, say the Besieger has over here, just a theme that you like for design. And I think what is it called? Strategy is just depending on what weapon you have.
All right, thanks for joining me tonight, Brimstone Driver. Coming up next to you all who are watching, we have a more in-depth interview soon to be told through the next episodes. I'm Fox Speaks, and I'll be signing off tonight on BesiegeBots.
Bye.
In the red square, weighing in at 227 blocks, the robot that made its way out of alpha and has finally reached early access. Let's hope it does better than the game it was created in. It's beta! In the blue square, at 130 blocks of calamity of catastrophe, here to claw at victory and knock over every object in its path, you'll be flipping for Clockwork Cat! Alrighty, last fight of the night. Excited to see what should go down as a great match, hopefully. It does look like that bot's a little skinny, though. Clockwork Cat. Well, he's starting to give chase, but Clockwork Cat is a little too fast. But BA's hammer looked pretty menacing to me against this other guy. I'm not sure if you can see
Okay.
After half a year in development, the BesiegeBots tourney is finally here and ready to be posted on a weekly basis. We are approaching the Sweet 16 of the tourney to match up the best of the best, to find which bot of twisted steel can make the other bot a meal. In the meantime, I'm Fox Speaks signing off, and see you next time on BesiegeBots. Interested in BesiegeBots? Would you like to become the next miracle engineer of the BesiegeBots meta? Audition your bot at BesiegeBotsAuditions at gmail.com, and you could become a beloved member of the BesiegeBot community. Rules and skin packs are in the description. Next week on BesiegeBots.